If you don't have money to save anyway, you don't have money to be spending on speech therapy. Learn to self-teach. Question of the day. What's been one of the biggest thing that stopped you from saving money? I'm Marlon, and on this channel I share with you tips and strategies and ways that you can improve your life. Now I'm going to share with you a few tips on how to start saving money when you don't have any money to save. So, tip number 1, get a budget. Now, every single book and self-improvement and everything in money management always says get a budget, which getting a budget is annoying. What I would recommend as far as for what I do is I have an Excel spreadsheet that I made that all I did was I put all my bills in there and then put the due times on them, which was pointless, and I just divided it by the amount of times I get paid per month. And the way my setup is, I have 3 accounts. I have my bills account, which every paycheck, a certain amount is transferred into that account. And then I have my primary spending account, and then I have a savings account. So what this does for me is I have a specific account set aside for my bill money. There's a little piece of math because there's 52 weeks in a year. If you actually automatically every paycheck move the exact same amount to that account, there's this real funny thing that once or twice a year, you actually get paid 3 times in a month. And what happens is a lot of people that pay bills on that paycheck that's due, like let's say I get paid today and I pay all as many bills as I can with that paycheck instead of automatically moving a specific amount that's half of my bills into the account, they get that extra paycheck and they spend it on something random, or if they're behind in a bill, they use it towards that. That's what normally happens with that extra money, which sucks. Because what happens now, you just got this free paycheck, quote unquote. I mean, it's not free. You had to work to get the money. But you just got this free paycheck and you didn't even realize it because you're paying all your bills from paycheck to paycheck. So that is the first thing I would say. Get yourself a budget. Divide the total amount by the amount of times you get paid. So if you get paid on a weekly basis, divide it by 4. If you get paid on a bi-weekly basis, divide it by 2. If you get paid on a monthly basis, Jesus, and then pay when you get paid. So that is the first thing I would say. So by doing that, in a year's time, you should automatically have money left over. The second thing, which correlates with the first, if you are somebody, which I was when I was younger, where you had a hard time, say if you ran out of money and you saw another account had money pulling from it, open a bank account at a different bank. At a bank that was out of my way, that was the opposite direction of where I worked. And all my bills would automatically go to that account. And if I needed to transfer money, it would take 3 days to come. If it was something dire and I needed the money really bad, yes, I can go to the bank, drive all the way over there to withdraw the money. So that was what I ended up having to do, which for most people, if it's out of mind, out of sight, which is how it was working for me, that money was automatically moving to that account before I even saw it. And all I would do is just periodically check it at the end of the month, and I did have notifications set up. So let's say if something was gonna withdraw and put me in a negative, I got that notification to adjust it so I could drive over there and fix it, because nobody wants to pay overdraft fees. They suck. So that's what I would say is the second thing to do. If you know you have a problem with, if you see the money, you're gonna use the money, put it in a separate bank account. That's a pain to get to, and go from there. Now, the third thing, if you can't do either of those two and you're still in a negative, look for other ways of getting money. Now, one way you can do, in all honesty, that's probably the easiest, is donating plasma. So donating plasma is actually a really good way, just getting $20, $30, $40, probably like $100 a week, or $70 to $100 a week. That is a good option. Find somewhere that's a little bit in a safer area, I would say, and go there. All the people that I've seen in places like this are really, really nice. So that is one option I would see as far as getting some extra money to either zero out your bills or start getting that money for savings. The other thing that you can do if you really are just super tight for money is one, check out my video on how to find a job really easily as far as finding one when you don't have a car. And then just sit down. Just sit down and see if there's anything you can sell. So if you can sell anything at all, try to sell it. If there's nothing you can sell, and if you're in just a really crappy minimum wage job, take some time and reflect. Literally just a few hours. Sit there and think, A, could I fix my speech pattern? I'm originally from Jamaica, and this is one of my two voices, because I still have my accent and I speak this way. There are still certain words that I can't pronounce correctly, but the benefit of the way I speak, a lot of people like this because it sounds a lot more professional. Now, yes, I can still talk Jamaican, but in the business sense, it's not really preferred. So figure out what you're dealing with. If you're somebody that can't really speak properly, practice. Practice when you go home, watch some videos, give yourself some speech therapy, because if you don't have money to save anyway, you don't have money to be spending on speech therapy. Learn to self-teach, which is what this channel is about. So that I would say is one thing. Next thing I would say, if you have tattoos, which sucks if you're younger and you got tattoos like on your face, I don't know how to help you with that. You have to work really hard to get a job if you have tattoos on your face. If you do have them in your arms or anything like that, make sure when you go for any interviews, cover it up. Just cover it up so they can see. Yes, I think tattoos are super legit, but once again, in business world, it's not really preferred. I do have a video about that stuff too. It's gonna be right up here or up here. I don't remember direction. This video might be flipped. I don't know. Watch that. And the third thing is, with the same thing alongside, just your attire. What I would say is the biggest thing that stopped people from getting a better job is their resume, which you should work on your resume. Make sure it looks really nice. Just go on Google and Google some resume templates and see if you see any you like the way it looks. Like, go to Microsoft Word and type it up. The way they speak, because you're gonna always have that phone interview. And if that person can't understand you over the phone, or if you say a lot of and yeah and know what I mean, if you say a lot of stuff like that, it might not be taken very nicely. So outside of that, keep the course. If you want to save money, you have to start somewhere. Literally anywhere. Just start. Because at the end of the day, if you get into this habit, the younger you get into this habit, the better. Just start putting some money aside, because you never know what's going to happen. Take some time. If you're somebody that's looking for a job or need help finding a job, watch that video that's up there. If you're somebody that's having a hard time speaking to people, just practice. That's all you can do is practice. Because at the end of the day, practicing that little bit will help improve your life. I'm Marlon. I'll see you guys next time. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. The video is here or here, as I stated before. I don't know if I flipped this, so it could be up here. I'll see you later.